Hola, and welcome to Career Confident Mujer, the podcast designed for jefas and jefitas of the professional world, the first generation professionals. From triumphs to challenges, we're here to share the stories that inspire you to become the jefa of your dreams. Hey, welcome back to another Career Confident Mujer podcast episode. I have been so excited seeing all of you subscribe, and really I love getting the comments that you feel like this podcast resonates with you and gives you the career confidence and tips for you to navigate the workplace. So the other day on my Instagram, I took a poll, and today what was voted on was talking about how to handle attacks on your character. Now, unfortunately, I am the pro at handling attacks on my character. Now, in the workplace, you have to go in there with the mindset that people are easy to jump to conclusions and think about themselves a lot of the workplace. And in that, there are a lot of times when you are going to be making decisions that make other people uncomfortable, and they are going to easily attack your character because they don't like the call that you made in the workplace. Now, even though they make it personal, we need to maintain and be the career confident mujeres that we are and not stoop down to their level. And I know I'm basically telling you, you got to be the bigger person to these people that are not treating you fairly in the workplace. So, what happens when you have attacks to your character? Well, if you have attacks on your character, first off, I want to say congratulations. You now have a fan club. You know, I've worked now in higher education for about 13 years, and there have been many times where I feel like my character has been attacked. And it's really disheartening because I know like my intentions in the workplace and I know my heart. And it's unfortunate when people that don't even know you start judging you. And the first thing that you want to do is defend yourself. But unfortunately, the more that you defend yourself and you stand up against lies and rumors, the more you're bringing attention to yourself and the more you're validating that person's concern or their ideas about you. When you are handling attacks to your character, it is really important for you to be able to know that that is not you. You need to be reassured and know where your heart is and know what your values are so that you don't let these stories of you cloud who you really are. Okay? Now, it's crazy because in higher education, I feel like I have many experiences where people have attacked my character. Now, being a Latina in predominantly white spaces, it's really hard to be able to navigate myself with poise and really make sure that I'm not saying the wrong thing, I'm not rubbing anybody the wrong way, but at the same time, I need to be authentic to who I am. So I have had many times in my career where let's see, how do I even say this? I'm kind of that person in the workplace where when I'm focused on my goal, all I see is my goal and it's me versus me. But sometimes people can view me as competition when I'm not even competing with other people. It's just I'm so focused and honed in to the project that I'm working on or whatever that I'm really gung ho. And sometimes that can rub people the wrong way because they either don't like change, they don't like that I'm getting attention, they don't like whatever. But really, is that my problem? No, not my monkeys, not my circus. So I have had in the workplace where people have really judged me based on like kind of like who is this girl? Who does she think she is? Right? And it's like you are questioning my confidence in who I am because maybe I'm shining brighter than you. Like that is so irrelevant and really petty, to be quite honest. But what happens is sometimes people that have these mindsets are the ones that go around town and talk it all up and down. And it could be really offensive to you when you know that your heart's in the right place. I used to work at a college and I was organizing a first year center. And when I'm telling you organize a first year center, I'm telling you I built it from the ground up. They gave me a room. I applied to a job and I didn't get that job, but they thought, oh my gosh, I could use your skill sets to start a first year center. Would you like to do that for this college? So they literally gave me a room. And in that room, I made it became so packed out with students that they had to give me a bigger room. And it's not like they were giving me the room, like I was sleeping there or something. It's all for students, right? But there was another program that I guess was really struggling for space. And even though their program served 300 students, my program served 2,000 students, they were really annoyed with the fact that my center, the first year center, was getting more space. And what did they do? They began to attack me, my character, right? Even though other people saw good in it, there was always going to be someone that was offended by your winning, right? And I remember this one person had such a strong, you know, energy where they were really, let's say a chingona, okay? And the thing is, they were older than me and they made me feel really left out because they were always making side comments and really attacking my character. Whenever I would speak up in meetings, it was almost like, who does this girl think she is? This is not the time. You shouldn't share your ideas, and just kind of just really honing in on me. And even though I really wanted to respond, I didn't. I just kept doing my own thing because regardless of what you think of me, I am going to keep being myself. See, the thing is, with people that want to attack your character, they're doing it with a motive. They're doing it with a motive that they want you to stop. They want you to stop shining. They want you to stop being seen because you are worried about what other people think, that you will stop. And that's the biggest way that you can actually stop and worrying about attacks on your character is when it doesn't phase you. And trust me, when it doesn't phase you, it doesn't mean that they stop, but eventually they realize that you're not going to stoop down to their level. And eventually, more people get to know who you really are, and their comments about you just fade into the background. So, with this particular job, I just continue to do what I do best and focus on students. And I knew that this person was going around talking about me, but I didn't let it phase me. There were many other people on that college campus who knew me before they actually knew me, right? They'd be like, oh, you're Cindy. And it's like, well, what perception did you have of me before you met me? Because I don't know you, never even knew your name, right? I have no idea of you, but you seem to have an idea of who I am. And I really always try to maintain my level of sincereness and care with everybody. So sometimes I would run into people and they'd be like, oh, you're Cindy. And I'm like, yeah, I am. Hi, nice to meet you. And I will never forget when I had another peer come to me at that college and we had to work on a special project. And at the beginning, this person had such like an edge towards me. And I just kept thinking to myself, what is wrong with this girl? Why doesn't she like me? Why is she rude to me? Like, I basically got called into a project because they needed help executing it. And my boss signed me up to help finish out this project. And I helped out this person. And I had no problem doing it, right? But they were just kind of rude to me. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And so I just kept being me, and I wasn't going to let other people's energy impact my own. And I continued working on the project. And it's crazy because on the day of the culminating event for this project, this individual came up to me and was like, I'd like to apologize. And I'm like, oh, for what? Like, so and so talked to me a lot about you. And I'd like to say, like, I actually talked about you too with her, but I didn't even know who you were. And I was like, oh, interesting. And They're like, I just want to apologize. I should have done that. I should have got to know you better. But now that I've worked with you, I can see your work ethic and I can see that you take a lot of pride in what you do and why you are so popular on our campus, right? And to me, that really showed me that people are quick to talk about you. People are quick to jump on the bandwagon to make themselves feel better. But when you continually stay true to yourself, when you continually shine and don't let other people impact your work behavior, that is when more and more people will see that part of you. When you stay true to yourself and continue to stay focused on the goal and don't care about what other people are saying about you, and you stand on business, you can be able to move forward in your career and people will learn who you are. Don't take attacks on your character as truth, as valid. So many times, people that build these drama, gossip, cheesemate are ones that are lacking and feel bad about themselves, but they want to put it onto somebody else. And the more that you focus on that narrative, the more that narrative becomes valid. The more that you shake off that narrative and, like, I don't even know what you're saying, it's not close to true, I'm not even going to entertain it, that is when the attacks on your character just go to the wayside. You have to remember that you have to stand strong in your career. And when you have attacks on your character, even though it hurts, don't run away. Don't run away. Don't go into a shell. Don't let them win. You being a career confident mujer is you standing on business, you knowing your values, you knowing your heart. Be ready for the judgment. Be ready for it because it's going to happen in your career. If you do good at your job, it is going to come with judgment and a fan club. And you need to be ready for that. But the worst thing that you can do is fall under pressure. The worst thing that you can do is make that their lies, their cheesemate about you be something that you have to defend. The more people talk about me, and I know a lot of the things that they say behind closed doors, if I go into a room thinking, oh my gosh, they probably all heard this about me, and they probably all talk about this, or they know this about me because so and so said this, and you go into a room already presuming that everyone knows things about you, you're going to walk differently. It's like you're walking on eggshells. Instead, walk into the room like, no, that's not true. None of that's true. You're not even considering it valid. And you just walk into a room knowing who you are. So many times when I've been attacked for my character, it's been crazy because this past time that I was attacked on my character, I gotta say that I did take a step back. I did take a step back for maybe like a month or two because I was thinking, man, they went really low with that. And I'm not quite sure that I feel comfortable in this space, right? And that's when I started pulling back. Then 2 months in, I'm thinking to myself, heck no, I'm not letting them win. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to focus on my lane and do my lane really well. And it's crazy because now looking back and in my current role now, like a year later, after a lot of rumors came out and allegations came out trying to attack my character, I knew it wasn't right and I almost let them win. But now I see the fruits of my labor. Like a year later, a year and a half later, now I walk into these management meetings, and because I stand strong in who I am, now I'm respected. Now people see who I truly am. And even though they might have heard the rumors, they now know what I actually do and how I work and my work ethic. And that's what stands out. See, if I would have let a rumor impact me and I would have went into my shell, I would have let them keep that idea of me because I wasn't fighting against it or proving them wrong. I let them win. And I am not ever going to let someone change the narrative of who I am in the workplace. Mujeres, we work so hard to get into the spaces that we're in, and people are easy to judge and attack our character. And as much as sometimes the hood wants to come out of me, I have to remember that by me reacting, me responding to nonsense looks bad on me. And even though someone else starts it, you want to maintain your professional composure in the workplace. So when you are attacked on your character, I want you to remember who you are. I want you to continually tell yourself who you are, that you know your heart, you know your intentions. And as long as you and your supervisor have a really good understanding of what you do in your role, you are safe and good to go. Stop reacting and responding to people that are not on your same level. I always say, people that try to bring you down are the people that are below you. The only people that can bring you down are the people that are below you. They want you to come down to their level. Do not let them win. Stand strong and stand on business in the workplace. I hope that this helps you understand that if you are attacked in your character, you're not alone. You actually got a fan club and it's a winning. It shows that you are intimidating and you are shaking things up, but don't let that narrative slow you down. Stop letting people think that they can attack your character and that you are going to respond, because you are just living up to the narrative that they are creating, and that is not you. So when you are attacked on your character, stand true to who you are and don't worry about what they think. Move forward with your head held high and show them who you are. You don't got to respond to things that are not of value. Show them who you are. I hope this helps, because as we navigate these spaces as first gen professionals, sometimes we can feel like we're already out of the loop, right? We already don't know all these people that work in the field. We don't already kind of feel like we are challenged in these areas. We have to work so much harder. So when we work so much harder and then we're judged within our workspace, it can put extra pressure on us. But I want to let you know that it happens to everyone. So stop thinking it's just about you, and you need to build your strength and know where you are and what your mission is, because so many people will try to recreate the narrative of who you are based on how they feel about themselves. And I want you to be strong in your career. Being a career confident mujer is about knowing who you are and also not stumbling and not shaking your boots when other people try to undermine you and try to judge you and don't put respect on your name, right? So you want to show them that it doesn't phase you. So as much as it hurts being the bigger person, it pays to be the bigger person. So don't let them get you down and stand strong. I hope these tips helped, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. And if you ever feel like you're in a space where it's full of attacks on your character, then maybe you're working in a toxic environment. And maybe it's time for you to find some place that values your worth, because you should never feel like you cannot be your authentic self in the workplace. I want you to feel successful and fulfilled in your career. I can always help you out with some private coaching, and we can be able to see how we can elevate your career, because you deserve to be authentic and live a fulfilling career. I can't wait for you to tune into the next podcast episode. But I hope this podcast helped you learn how to navigate and learn that this is the realities of some of our workplace struggles. But keep your head held high and keep knowing who you are, and never let someone diminish your shine. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Career Confident Mujer. I hope you found inspiration and valuable insights to fuel your own career journey. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Remember, you are not alone on this path. Take care and remember that you deserve it, mujer.